GoodMuse podcast is a series of hints, tips, and strategies for anyone promoting DJ events and nights out. The GoodMuse app is one of the quickest, easiest ways to set up your night, complete with tickets and a sample playlist to help you attract the right music connoisseurs. Find out more at goodmuse.app. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and let your favorite DJ or promoter know about GoodMuse.
Go. Hello there. Hello. Welcome to the GoodMuse podcast with Jonathan and David. As you can see, David is looking pretty chilled out in a nice horizontal position, whereas I'm trying to stay awake and stay focused for this test podcast. So, the GoodMuse story. What's it all about? Well, Dave, how about you tell the audience how we started out?
Once upon a time, there was this place in Camden that we like to go to, where they played the real hip hop R&B that we like. No cheese, some underground cuts as well. You could wear what you like. You could wear trainers. It was in Camden. Shout out to Dex and to Volatile for putting on the night. Could be involved.
Absolutely.
And the venue also sold lychee juice as well, to boot. So we got the music. Personally, I got the music on it.
Yeah.
I got to wear trainers. It was, I think it was free at one point, and then it was like mega cheap to get in. You know, nothing to break the bank.
Free before 9:30 or something, and something like £8 or something to get in after.
Yeah. Sound system was decent, good people's, good vibes, and lychee juice. So, being as this was the only real place that I could truly get down, being a DJ myself, I'm a bit particular about the type of songs that I like to hear when I go out. If I hear something that I've heard so many times before, it's very hard to get me to start moving around and start, dancing and stuff. So at Get Involved, it had everything, and I could get down, like wiping sweat and all the rest of it. So that's where we were heading. This one fateful Saturday night, we dressed up, we headed down there. We get to the venue, and it's like, it doesn't look right. Something doesn't look right. We realized we'd actually turned up a whole week early.
Yeah.
And being as it was free before a certain time, and being as the music was so good, I like to get there to hear all the music, or as much music as possible. So if I'm the first one in there, I'm not worried about that. It's not a case of turning up really late. Not for me anyway. So we get kind of early, and it's not on. So it's like, okay, well, instead of just sort of abandoning the night, there must be something else on that we could go to just for a little bit, catch up, catch a drink and whatnot. So we start looking on the web. I can't remember what phones we had back then. It was when it was on phones. So it was.
What was going on back in 10 years ago?
I
it must have been a Nokia.
Because I left Nokia alone after. I don't even think I had a Nokia. But I'm wondering if I had the Sony Ericsson T10. I think it was after that. But anyway, we got online looking for stuff, looking on various websites that might have events, seeing stuff that's happening next week. But nothing was happening right now in our local area that we could see on all these sites. So how is it, if I remember, I think I'm quoting Mr. Ambrose here. How is it that, that's Mr. Ambrose, by the way. How is it that we're living in the greatest city in the world, and we can't find anything to go to. And
Mm-hmm.
being as we were in the hub of nightlife, which was Camden at the time,
Mm.
so it was just odd that we couldn't find anything. Rang around a few friends, started messaging friends. Is there anything on tonight? Is there anything on tonight? Anything on tonight? Anything to go to? Nothing. Nothing. So what is it that's missing from all these sites? And what is it that could be done so that we could spontaneously just find somewhere to go that's local? And not only that, but make sure they have the kind of music that you want to hear.
Which is just not hip hop.
Mm,
If you're into Kylie Minogue, you might have an 80s pop thing going on in your playlist preference. You know, you might want to hear a bit of Bob Marley. You might want to hear a bit of Julio Iglesias. There must be a DJ out there playing that sort of music,
mm.
and hence why and how GoodMuse concept came about.
So wouldn't it be good if you could just pull out an app and just
Mm-hmm.
find what's going on around you? But not only find out
Mm-hmm.
what's going on around you, but find out which DJs are playing and also
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of the kinds of songs that they're going to play.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
It would be, yeah. So we thought, well, don't think there's anything out there like that. And I can't remember how long afterwards, but we started to sort of bounce back and forward some ideas and concepts about what it would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And once that was established, and we thought, you know what? Because Jonathan started asking people about the concept, and people were liking the concept and wanted to find out, not necessarily find out more, but they were saying, yeah, it's a good idea if I could find somewhere local to me. And the
Mm-hmm.
best night of your life could be around the corner. You wouldn't know, just because they haven't put it onto maybe a site, or it's a lot of word of mouth. Because back in the day, promotion of events was what you see the promoters outside of every event, or when I say every event they can get to on that evening. So they'll go from
Flyers.
one place to another place to another place. They have to choose which ones to go to
Yeah.
and hand out flyers physically to people as they're leaving.
Backload of flyers. Either either giving it to you as you come out the venue, or you get to your car and you just find your windscreen is just covered in different flyers.
That's what-
Now, at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, if it's raining or you're cold or you're hungry or more than likely you just mash up, you're just tired, you're not going to care about the flyers. You just want off your car so you can go about your business. You can go home and chill.
yeah.
Yeah. And you don't care about the flyers. So a lot of the flyers, I must admit, I never read.
Mm. So there was not reading the flyers. When you said about getting them off your windshield, I remember there was a couple of promoters. They wouldn't even put a flyer on your windshield. They will plaster a whole A0 poster over your windshield. You know, the ones that actually
Yeah.
go on the walls. It was that
Yeah.
whole poster. I was thinking, man, how are you snapping
Yeah.
it up? The only thing was missing was like polycell, polyduracell, whatever. Paste it on the back and slap it on your windshield.
Oh, what do you call it? Uh, poly, polyfix,
Poly
poly,
something, some that goo
something.
paste
Yeah.
we used to put wallpaper up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the only thing that was missing.
No.
Mhm.
Or what they would do is they'd get pack.
Yeah.
So they have like an actual pack they'll stick on your car,
Hmm.
and you'd open it like, oh, okay, what's in here? And you'd open it and, yeah, oh, okay, cool. And then you just check out the flyer. Oh, okay, okay, I'll keep that one. Oh no, I'll just try that one. I'll try this one out, or whatever. And then you're like, wow, okay, you might have a handful of flyers. Once you've seen it, you're like, well, I don't need it anymore, and you dash it out.
Yeah. And it was very rare that you'd go to something off the back of the flyer.
Yeah, yeah,
So not
yeah.
only is the promoters out and about, running up and down, handing out flyers, and then sometimes
Mm.
by the time the last person's left the venue and you handed out the last flyer and you make your way back to your vehicle and you just see a
Hmm.
whole heap of your flyers just littered across the floor.
Very disheartening. Very, very disheartening.
So you pay the,
Waste of money as well,
yeah, you're giving it to someone.
and also very bad for the environment. They'll just end up in a landfill site.
Mm.
You know.
And some people were rude with it as well. I'm sure there are people that they text like, oh, don't touch me, you know, or throw it on the floor in front of the person. So it was a case
Yeah.
of, oh, what if what if the app actually puts the flyer in the person's hand
Yeah.
simultaneously across the whole of London, for instance? So you don't have to
Yeah.
find out when everything is ending and go there and then try and catch people. And you don't have to necessarily
Yeah.
have 6 people trying to cover as much as possible. You just put your flyer on this app and it appears in the right hands. People who say, yep, that's the kind of flyer I want. That's the kind of event I want to go to. That's the kind of music I want. So the promoters save
Yeah.
time and energy and they don't have their flyers thrown on the floor. So that was another benefit of what this sort of idea was bringing.
Yeah.
So people can.
And also as well, yeah. When you hear playing the very best in whatever genre it is,
Mhm.
that's infuriating. Because we just went through a recent event where they claimed they were playing old school hip hop, like it's going to be an old school hip hop night,
I had
and it was absolute garbage. Sorry.
it was a perfect example of um, misinformation. So it was the perfect example of what you think is hip hop, somebody else doesn't think is hip hop. What you think is funky house, somebody else doesn't think is funky house. What you think
Yeah.
is Melbourne bounce, somebody else is,
Yeah.
no, that's not Melbourne bounce. So we kind of
Yeah.
thought, well, the genre is dead. Long live the genre. But that's you
Yeah.
creating your particular genre of a list of music that you classify as a particular genre, and the app will find DJs that play those particular songs. So
Yeah.
if you're someone who says, "Yeah, I love hip hop," but you like Lil Durk, Lil Yachty, um, and um, I don't know, X Extension, whichever rappers you're into, that's your side of hip hop. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
someone who likes Redman, Brand Nubians, Grand Puba, Leaders in the News,
Gangster.
Gangsta, Souls of Mischief,
Yeah.
if you like that hip hop, you can put a list of those songs into a playlist in the app, hit search, and it's going to find you the DJs that play those, and you can follow them and find out where they're playing next. And you could even spontaneously just say, okay, let me look at the map view and see what's going on around you in your local area and get a
Yep.
percentage match based on the playlist that you've created in the app. So it was all these ideas have been bubbling and putting it together. It's okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Right. Yeah. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Is it website? Is it an app? Is it website? Is it an
Ah. Ah. Yes. That journey.
app?
That whole thing right there was just insane. Bearing in mind, yeah, that I'm from a building surveying background. Dave is from a financial educator background. We had no knowledge at all about how to create an app. Like none. Like we started researching it, and it was like, oh, you got to start with a wireframe, and you're like, what's a wireframe? And for those that don't know what a wireframe is, basically it is the building blocks. It's like the plans to show the developer how the app is going to work. Like step A, step B, step C, step D. That's basically it.
So start sketching things out on paper first, and eventually I actually did a mock-up in Excel, and that's where some of the UI and UX people who might be listening might be like, Excel. Excel. But I like Excel. It was what I was familiar with, and it kind of helped to just shape a little bit more, flesh out the idea some more. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
although uh, I'm not a programmer. The only thing I know is tiny bit of HTML from when I create websites for some of the ideas that I've had, and I'll just do
Hmm.
it. But in terms of, developing a program like an app, no experience whatsoever. I couldn't find any WYSIWYG builders for an app because we were thinking it's a pretty simple concept. You match the songs and it's attached to an event. An event is just a listing, some fields, and a photo or two. That's how
Yeah.
simple it sounded. That's how simple we
It
thought it would
sounded so simple. Could it all be so simple?
be. It was starting
And
around.
no, we were just going on was it Fiverr,
Mm,
going on Upwork, people per hour,
mm,
looking for app designers. Now we thought that an app design the process of designing an app was like you can get one person who's just say like this is what I want, can you design it? And they'll say yeah. However, what we found out is that it's not quite as simple as that. You actually have the front end part and you have the back end. And if you do the front end part, you don't really do the back part. Oh no, shouldn't have sworn there. Sorry. You don't do the back end part. So if the back end part's a programming part and the front end part is like the design. And it's quite rare to get one person that can do both. So you might need to get two people. We didn't know that. And thus began the search for competent people who could work with us within our budget, because everything so far to this point has been self-funded. Right, that's another story. Right, it's been self-funded. We've had no investment. We've done it all. We've approached many, 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 many different people who said, "Yeah, sure, we could do it. We could do it. We could do it within such amount of time. We can do this. So this is what's your budget?" This would tell them the budget. Oh yeah. We can have it done within a week, within 10 days. Yada yada yada. And then you wait. You're full of anticipation. You're full of excitement. You're like, yes, absolutely. And in a week's time, you look at it and you're like, oh, what is? This is not what we asked for. What's going on?
mm,
He said, oh, that's not what you asked for? You're like, no, that's not what we asked for. So be wary of people out there that say they can do your app just so. Learn from our mistakes. Yeah, you get a lot of people that might have a fancy portfolio, but then when you go to ask them to produce something for you, what they produce does not reflect their portfolio. Absolutely not.
mm,
So it's quite clear that they're A, not a programmer or designer, or if they are, they went and nicked it off someone else.
mm.
So just bear that in mind.
Yeah, the develop. Yeah. Sorry, it brings back so many memories. But anyway, the big first thing, because we're not going to tell you how long this has taken just yet. But
No.
the first, the first time we posted on, I believe it might have been Fiverr. We
Mm.
posted the project. We need someone to do ABC. It
Oh
drove
yes,
me.
Argentina. Yes. Yeah.
And company comes. We said our budget is. Should I tell you about the budget was 8K.
8K. Yeah.
So the budget was 8K. No, it wasn't. Was it 4K?
I'm
Was
sure
it
it was
8K? Yeah.
Yeah,
Eight.
it was up. It was 8K. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've posted it. This is the budget. Got loads of people responding. Yeah, we can do it for this. Yeah, we can do it. Some people saying no. We might need a little bit more. Well, the budget is this. Okay, cool. And then one guy, yes, we'd like to pitch for this project. And So we can have a telephone call and we can discuss things further and see what else is needed for the
Mhm.
project. Had the first telephone call. They said this sounds really good. We're gonna bring in one of our developer guys to have the second telephone call. Had the second telephone call, described everything, told him exactly the same thing that we had told the first person, more or less. And then they said, "Okay, yeah, sure, we'll go away and we'll come back with a quote." What was it? About a week later, they come back with a quote. Please tell me how we've put a budget of 8K and they come back with a quote of 196,800 pounds or thereabouts.
Give or take a couple of quid. Yeah, it was like I remember just like looking at it and
What was it? No,
just laughing, just went into like a fit of laughter because it was like this is the budget like we just have here, right? And now you are saying that you can produce it for, and I'm like, look, I'm like, no, I'm not selling a kidney for this, right? I'm not selling up one of my kidneys. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
it was mad.
But again, it's like no one tells you these things. It's like it really is like the wild wild west out there when it comes to app development and wanting to get your concept out there. And there are so many sharks out there that will take your money if you are stupid or if you're just naive. They'll tell you, they'll promise you the earth. And you'll be like, oh, really? Okay, well, you seem to know what you're talking about. And then bang, next thing you know, you pay your deposit or half the project, whatever. And then a week later, it's just nonsense. When you really start reflecting on it, and you're like, we actually dealt with a lot of idiot people. Like,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
in the end, there were 6 different teams that we've had on this project. 6 different teams.
yeah,
Um, Either they got to a certain point where they realized the project was more tricky than they thought, or they
yeah,
delivered half-heartedly. The funniest one is the ones that kept submitting, saying, and then they submitted, sort of progress so far as an app, and you go into test flight, which is sort of like a testing environment for iPhone, because we were told that you had to do an iPhone first, and then once you finish iPhone, you can then do Android.
yeah.
That's what we were seeing on all the sort of blogs and things when we were doing our research. Okay, cool. All right, then that's you. You guys know what you're doing. So you give us this test, and as soon as I go into this test environment, and I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm seeing errors. And I'm thinking, did you guys test this before sending it to us? Oh yes, 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 yes. So there's this error, this error, this error, this error, and this back and forth went about 5 or 6 times, just errors every time. And then I came up with a list of 23 items
Oh God,
that were
yeah.
wrong with a certain build. So they come with another build, we go back, come with another build. And they said, we've kind of done it. I said, look, here's 23 things that are wrong with this particular build.
Clear English, clear. And went through 23 things, and each one it says, okay, yada 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 yada. Do you understand? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, point two. Yada 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 yada. Do you understand? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes. Okay, and so on and so forth. And you get to the end of it, and you think, yes, they understand.
Mm. And bearing in
But
mind, also on top of this, a couple of times we would ask, describe to us what the app's supposed to do. And somehow they circumnavigated answering the question fully. But
yeah,
after this build where he said, look, these 23 things, about a week and a half, 2 weeks later, we got a message. Congratulations! We have finished. So it's like, so you've done the 23 things. Yeah, we've done your 23 items. They are completed. Open up the app. Within 3 minutes, found something that was wrong. So You got
Yeah, you want to start. You start cussing in all kinds of unknown languages in your mind space because you're like, look, I've wasted. Is that a right? Is that a right
yeah,
term?
yeah. Time has been
Okay,
wasted.
I've wasted money.
Mm,
I've wasted time. But more importantly, I've wasted time because I can get the money back eventually along the lines. It's the time I can't get back,
mm.
you know. And like I said, it's been an interesting journey. Also, you remember Dave, chart boost.
Yep, yep. I mean, just to touch
Yeah.
on that last team as well, they sent
Hmm.
they sent they sent a prototype to us, like a build, where they had a picture of themselves upside down as a background. How do you end up doing that and sending that to your client? How do you like? How do you end up sending a product saying, we've nearly finished of
It it it
yourselves
it
upside
the
down?
mind boggles.
It was mad.
The mind boggles.
Um,
But again, when you're new to the game, you could read as many magazines and many web pages. You can go on as many YouTube videos that were available at that time, but nothing will prepare you for when you actually do it yourself.
hmm,
If it was a web page, a website, this would have been done years ago. I don't even think we'd be having this conversation now.
hmm,
But the fact that it's an app, yeah, it's a different kind of beast. It's different,
hmm.
different.
So
But you want to touch upon the chart boost?
I will do that team again. Another thing with them is
Let it go, man. Let it go.
because once we said, okay, you're no longer working on the project. Oh, but why? Please give us a chance. We've done the 23 points. Please tell us what. Please give us a chance. No, 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 no. You're off the team. You're not testing
It's cool.
things before sending it to us. Oh no, I do we're a reputable company. I've done many apps before. You must give us a chance. No, no, no. It's okay. And trying to
We good. We good. We good.
set up alternative methods of communication. So maybe like you're not talking to them on WhatsApp group. They'll send a direct
Mm.
message to you to try and get a conversation going. But please give us a chance. Please, just one chance. Beg of you. I beg of you. You had so many. You had so many.
Yeah.
And you didn't. But then after we've got rid of them, about a month later, one of them comes back and said, we really are sorry about X, Y, Z. And, we are a reputable company and all the rest of it. Well, at least you like our logo. Hmm? You didn't design our logo. Don't know where you got that idea from.
Yeah. I don't know what was happening in their private lives at the time. I don't know how they came across that concept of trying to claim something that they clearly hadn't done. They're trying to do the old Jedi mind trick. Yes, you like our logo. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, we like your logo. We like it. We like the way how you designed this logo. It's like, look, it's our logo. It's ours. Look, it was here long before you got on board, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And shout out to the guy who designed it. He was on Fiverr, but he's no longer on there. Um,
yeah. Whoever you are, mate. Thank you. You've done a bang job. Lovely, lovely, lovely job.
um, as you can see, Jonathan there parading the GoodMuse hoodie, one of many available, as part of GoodMuse Wear, which is also an angle of this whole project, which has been probably the most consistent part because that was out from early and people have been asking for, t-shirts and stuff. So we'll be designing some more and having some of that. But
Yeah.
to chart boost now, so
Yes. Chart boost.
while we've been looking for these developers and trying to find a new team or trying to find new people to do this for us, one of the things I discovered was that there is a way to filter out some of the not so honest
Wheat.
developers,
The wheat from the chaff.
wheat from the chaff, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And that is to do with a little piece of code called Chartboost or for Chartboost, which
Mm-hmm.
apparently takes 10 minutes to install. 10 minutes. And so that's one of the filtering questions that we added now to the quote unquote interview process.
Yeah.
We put that on there, and people's answers coming back were just fascinating. Some people came back, oh, it's going to take 4 hours to install Chartboost. Oh, it's going to take 3 hours to install Chartboost. It's going to take a week to install Chartboost. It will take about a month
Yep.
to do Chartboost. All
Anything longer than,
minutes.
I would say, anything longer than, be fair,
50.
half an hour.
I would even say 15.
15?
Yeah,
Okay.
anything over 15 minutes.
So if anyone out there who's in the process of designing an app or wants to get an app designed, throw that question in. If the answer comes back, it will take longer than 15 minutes. It doesn't matter how much they're charging, write it off.
You
Get rid. Off. Bye.
It's been so long. I'm wondering if Chartboost even exists still.
True. True. And, that's true. That's true, actually. That's a fair point. But, whatever, if Chartboost doesn't exist
Mm.
and there is a replacement, if it takes longer than 15 minutes to install,
Just to,
walk.
to even add some context to this, one of the people responded, "Oh, send it over. I'll do it for you for free." So you've got the
Yeah.
contrast of someone who said, "Yeah, oh, just send it over. It's all right. I'll put it in for you for free." To the point that
Mm-hmm.
some people saying it's going to take 2 weeks, it's going to take X long, or a day, or 3 days, and it just gives you a little bit of insight to how treacherous the grounds are that you're walking on, and what kind of
Yeah.
quicksand they want to suck you
Yeah.
into. Because once they start on your project, you've got all your hopes up, you've got everything going. You're thinking, "Yep, I'm going to get
And you get excited. You feel like, you know what, your dream, your whatever was up here, and whether it was written down in the wireframes, is now going to be real, something tangible, something you could download from the app stores or the play. Gosh, that's another thing as well. Uploading your app to the app and play stores, right? Oh my god, next level. But anyway, as you were, Dave.
Yeah, so you've got these developers working on your stuff, and they're giving you dates that they think they'll finish. And you understand if the dates are going to go over by a day or two, a week or two, possibly. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
waiting 4, 5 months, 6 months, and it's still going and ongoing, we've had weird stuff happen with some of the developers, and it also highlighted how vulnerable you can be to and susceptible
Yeah.
you can be to these developing companies or groups or individuals if they've got one key person that does a lot of the work and that person goes
Mm.
ill, or in our case, unfortunately, one of them,
Oh
his
yes,
mother
he just
passed away,
yeah,
and he just
yeah.
wasn't right after that. He wasn't able to focus or be continue on the project, understandably so. But
Mm.
the the person who was project managing managed to find another team, but I think to try and salvage the situation, the team wasn't necessarily vetted as well as it could have been, because at some point
Yeah.
there was some toing and froing about, oh, payment hasn't come through. What do you mean payment hasn't come through? We've paid. So why
Yeah.
are they holding on to the stuff? If
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of backwards and forwards about certain things, several meetings. Or another thing, if a developer is trying to take you to a swanky hotel, um, it's don't necessarily look at that as a sign that it's going to be amazing. Now, in certain circumstances, it
Oh
might be, but
no,
don't necessarily be
absolutely.
hoodwinked into thinking, oh wow, they want to meet in, I don't know, the Shard, so it's going to be a great project. And it could be, there was another somewhere, oh, in Harrods. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a.
Yeah, going for a lunch at Harrods or something like that, and I'm like, why? For a startup, we don't have that money. That well, our money is going into the app that you're supposed to design.
Mm,
You know, we don't. Yeah. So just try and keep it simple, like with regards to, like, if you're gonna have meetings, There's nothing wrong here. We're going to the park, sitting on the bench, or there's nothing wrong. We're going to like Wetherspoons, yeah, and having like a catch up then. Or nowadays, a simple Zoom call, simple Teams call. Let's have a catch up and just stay on track.
Yeah.
You know, we've made a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes over the time it's taken to get where we are now. Obviously, we still have a million more miles to go, but we are a million miles further down the road than when we were when we started. You know.
Oh, just
with regards to like, sorry, Dave. Go on. And for all those solopreneurs out there, what I would suggest is you have someone you can talk to on the real. Like, I'm blessed. I got Dave, right? We've been friends for many. I can't remember how long we've been friends. I think that since we were like late teens or
times.
Yeah, them times, right? And we're now business partners, and we've never had a falling out. If there's something here that I've said and it's like I've made a suggestion and it's like, what do you think? And he'll be like, then it's okay, fine, we'll just rethink it. And likewise, if he says, okay, what do you think of this? I'm like, okay, explain it to me. I'm 5. And he explains it to me. And I'm like, maybe not now. Maybe another time. Or no. And it's like, okay, cool. And that's it. It's hard doing this on your own. If I had to do this, Dave, if I wasn't on the scene, right?
I told you already,
would you do this on your own?
I told you already. There was a point where I said, look, let me step out of this because a little bit of my history, I'm thinking, nah, there's something going on here. Let me step out of this and see what happens with the project because too many things are sort of happening coincidentally. And it was a case of, no, don't go nowhere. But I would have gone. I would have gone just because I thought, you know what, it's something where if I step out, let's see if it flourishes. Not a case of let me give up as such, but I feel something's off. I mean,
I understand. Me personally, if I had to do this on my own, I don't think I would have done it. But it's always good to have someone who understands what it's about. They understand the journey, they understand your pain, they understand your vision, and will pick you up here when you're feeling like shit. Basically, when you will want to give up. I'm just saying, have someone who's going to be on your case, just to say, and will say to you, well, no, you're not going to give up. Just take a bit of time, take a step back, look at it, get an early night, and then tomorrow you come back and have a look at it. We've had many times here. We both thought, God, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it what we're doing? The amount of money that we spent, we could have bought 3 houses. I'm exaggerating, but you get the drift.
It was chunky money for the time, especially. It was chunky money, and especially as we had to start again a couple of times because we had a version on iOS, so we did get eventually a version of iOS. It's very basic, like iOS. So the design wasn't necessarily wonderful, but it was out. So then we had the challenge of, okay, DJs, if you're on iOS, come and put your event on here. Okay, anybody who's looking for events, if you've got iOS, come over here. So people asking, when's the Android? When's the Android? When's the Android? When's the Android? That's a whole heap of extra money. And another sort of X amount of time to develop.
It's money we didn't have. We didn't have it.
Delays.
Yeah.
And then eventually, someone who was working on the project before, but it was someone else project managing, he approached us and said that he could actually do it and on both Android and iOS in a certain amount of time. And okay, let's talk to us some more. Because we've been here before. In terms of somebody saying they can do it.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah, we've been there about 5 times already.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, so he came with it, and the way that he put things and the talk that he was talking, you think, you know what? Yeah, he sounds
yeah.
like he's because he knows
It's
about
legit.
concepts before, but he wasn't in charge.
Yeah,
Now he knows about the concept, and he's got a team. So it's okay.
yeah.
Right, let's see. And so
Good. Yeah.
the process that time was wireframes first,
Mhm.
and then it was give me um, all the functions in a certain format, put that all into a
Mhm.
sheet. But the wireframes we could actually play with,
Mhm.
and that was good to see because it's like, oh, actually, yeah, okay, yeah. And then it's like, maybe we should change that, maybe we should move that, maybe we should move that. And
Mm.
anyone who's a developer probably is like, that's one of the most annoying things for them is when
Yeah.
clients shift the goalposts and whatnot, and try to make adjustments here and there. But he gave us the room and the flexibility to really sort of ensure that we got a good iteration, a good improvement on what was already out there.
Yeah.
And it was just, again, just do hats off to him for reaching out to us when he did. And
Yeah. It was supposed to happen at that time. I think, you know, if you have any faith or you're religious or everything happens for a reason. And I believe that we were supposed to go down this journey and go through all the hard just so that we could talk about it, laugh about it now, and obviously just spread the knowledge to anyone out there who's listening, who's on a similar journey. Because we never had this. People doing it. Believe me, we never had this.
because
Nope.
we will have ideas that come up and we'll discuss them and stuff.
Mm.
Jonathan's been like, I ain't doing this again. I ain't doing that app.
I'm not. I swear to God, not like this. Not like something that could marry the technologies together that we're using for GoodMuse. If it's like a simple templated app doing, I don't know, like a weather app or a game or so, then yeah, you could do that. I mean, you can buy it off the shelf and you can just change it here and there and there, and have uploaded and onto the app stores, and then they'll be like, yeah, cool, no problem. But starting something from scratch, no. And I'm quite candid and honest and open about that. No, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. It's just too much. And it's too much if in a team, like, if you've got like-minded people, it's too much.
Mm,
It's yeah.
it can be
But
very much so.
everyone's different, so
This journey, believe it or not, it is what it is. This journey, because today we're in 2023. We're in 2023.
Yeah.
The night we went to Camden, when the concept was born, was back in 2013.
Yeah.
It,
10 years.
yeah, 10
Yeah.
years.
When you think about it, when you say it like that, it is quite. It's quite like, I don't know. It's quite like, damn, 10 years to get to where we are now.
And it got to the point where it was a case of, look, it's almost like we don't even necessarily get that much if it blows up or not. Just to get it done
Yeah.
became one of the things. We just want it done.
Yeah. Just want it done.
Just want it done.
Yeah.
In terms of, we had a concept, we brought it to life, and now we can see what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Can see what it's going to do. The features of the app, in my humble, are great. There's so much more we want to put into it. So we're only just getting to
Yeah, much more to
the
come
concept,
in the next versions.
what
Yeah,
additional features we can
absolutely.
put in there. But the thing at the moment is coercing people away from what they're used to and trying something new. We've got some early adopters, and we salute them, we thank them. Anytime someone joins, we like to just give them a little shout out as well at times, especially if we know them,
Yeah,
we'll give them a shout out.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
the way in which the app is designed and what it can do, there's not any other platform out there that does the same thing. And to the extent that
100%.
we are actually offering lifetime memberships for some DJs who want to jump in early and secure themselves a spot. And those funds we use to actually develop the next version as well.
Yeah.
That's one of the ideas that
Yeah.
we've been playing around with. Um, we were even looking at NFTs at one point. We had like,
Oh my God, when they were a thing. Yeah. So we've got a whole bunch of NFTs that are just sitting there, really, like the whole designs. We might even, I don't know, we might even design and put them on t-shirts.
mm,
We might even, who knows? Who knows? But we've got them there sitting on the hard drive somewhere.
yeah, and
You know.
those were to generate funds to be self-sufficient basically, because
Yeah.
we always reference we like the film The Social Network,
Oh, love it.
and
Yo,
the film The Founder.
yo,
The film,
film.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Great inspirational film.
yes, exactly. And what happened in The Founder we're trying to avoid, and what happened in Social
Yeah.
Network we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
And also try and remain independent. And I have a mantra for us as people, which is to build, retain, acquire.
Hmm.
Talking about the exit, and whilst there may not be, Jonathan was like, "Yeah, we've got to exit," and I'm like, I understand, but
Mm.
maybe, if somebody's coming along and offering X, it's because it's worth more. So why would we let it go?
Hmm.
And we could be the ones to then go and support the next version of us that we see out there doing something and do right by them,
Absolutely.
you know. So yes, you could take the money and do X, Y, and Z, but if
Mm.
your business is generating a good healthy cash flow, why would you let it go? And then you hear the stories about Yahoo. Yahoo was, selling. Google offered X, and they were like, nah. And then it went down to something silly, and then they sold it for something silly. So, we'll see.
Mm.
But ideally, we build it into something which is generating some good. So many DJs out there putting on events, and they feel there's not enough people coming to their events. Or so many DJs out
And just,
there afraid to play what they really want to play because they haven't got the right crowd. And this
yeah.
addresses that. GoodMuse addresses that whole situation of you haven't got the right people, you haven't got the right because they don't know what you play. I'm sure there's going to be
And
an obscure song that you love.
and also as well, people don't really care about the venue
Mm,
because, as what was touched on earlier on in this conversation, the greatest night of your life, yeah, could be just around the corner. So it could be you might be used to going down the West End here to hear whatever, like go to whatever nightclub, whatever. But then there could be some new DJ that plays exactly what you want to hear in the pub down the road,
mm,
or a little basement unit, or somewhere around that you wouldn't even dream of. But as soon as you walk in there and you hear these songs, does the venue really matter?
mm.
I don't think so.
That's the thing. There's going to be people who like to go out. Understood. You want to put on,
Yeah.
your best dress, your best suit, whatnots, and go out. Understood.
Mm.
But sometimes there's people who just spontaneously want to just hear good music. They want to just be out somewhere, hear some
Yeah.
good music, hear some of their favorites, on a decent
Yeah.
sound system with some decent bass, and then
Reignite, yeah, some happy thoughts, some happier time, you know, from when you're studying, you're at college, your first love, your first date, school days, you and your boys, you and your girls, whoever,
mm,
yeah, it's music music is all around us. It's just all about finding the right place and who's playing that right music.
exactly.
So whether you're into whatever music, whatever genre, someone's out there playing it, and we're trying to bring that, that 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 concept to the world.
Mm,
And just because like we're two black men doesn't mean we're only focusing on black music. Yeah, it's all genres.
mm,
Yeah, I know stuff that I want to hear, I like, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I like. It's all that matters about what you like.
yeah. I mean,
So
little secret. I'm not afraid to sort of divulge. There's certain computer game music that I do like. Now, I've never been handed a flyer to say, "Oh,
true.
I'm going to hear this computer game music at this club or whatever." So
Yeah,
that DJ that does play computer game music, because there's some great sort of adaptations using computer game samples,
absolutely.
I would definitely go down and check it out. I would definitely go
Yeah,
down and check, especially if they put tracks by this guy called James Landino. He does. If they, I'm there, but I don't know who they are. I don't know who the DJs are that are playing, and I don't
I
know.
have no idea who the hell James Landino is or anything like that at all.
Mm,
But that's just me. But then we have people like Dave who loves that, and I'm sure there's thousands and millions, hundreds of thousands of people out there that love computer games music that they want to hear in a club. But where would you go to hear that? Someone's playing it, but what's going on?
exactly.
You know, and that's what we love about what we do because we're just out here trying to help people find music that they love. There's people out there that are playing music. Like there are so many. Okay, so there are so many like bedroom DJs out there that want to get their first gig, right? But they're like, well, how am I going to get myself known? How am I going to get out there? There's so much misogyny and sexism going on. Yeah, it's affecting female DJs. It's wrong. But there are some brilliant, amazing female DJs out there that just need to be heard. We're here for you. You know, you've got gay DJs, you've got trans DJs, you've got all types of DJs are out there, all playing all kinds of different genres. There, that when we were researching the type of genres, I was blown away. Like like Melbourne bounce, that still blows my mind. I'm like, what the hell is Melbourne bounce? But it's a genre.
Hmm.
You know, you've got Christian rock music.
Yep. I've got a friend
Wow,
who does, shout out to NK Soul. He does a Christian neo soul night. So
there you go.
those who want to go out, but they think, oh no, I can't go out because it's, secular music, so to speak. His focus is purely on Christian neo soul.
There you go. There you go. So we are just trying to represent all DJs playing the music that they love,
Yeah.
no matter what your background is.
And, just again, to come back to the travesty of misrepresentation of genres. If you are putting on an old school hip hop night, if you say you are playing old school hip hop, and I put in on my hip hop t-shirt, gold chain, and I come down there ready to do my knee stomping, old school hip hop, because I see Ice Cube and Fresh Prince on your flyer. Why am I hearing Usher, Blue Cantrell, and Blackstreet within the first hour?
Yeah, yeah.
When you say
That
old
was
school hip hop all night, or all night.
dead. That's a lie.
So if
Yeah,
that was on GoodMuse, I would have looked through the plays and said, that's not hip hop. That's not old school hip hop. I'd have saved my time and I'd say
exactly,
energy,
exactly.
and I would just look for something else.
This is something that a lot more DJs should do. Not just because like we have that facility on the app, but we believe here that if you told people exactly what you're playing, then people will be more inclined to go or not go. But don't just say playing the very best in, because no, you're not going to be playing the very best in. Because if I go there or someone else goes there, like, okay, yeah, I want to hear this because it's the very best in, and you ain't playing it, they're going to be pissed off. They're going to be vexed. Since you gave them like a little heads up, like, okay, I'll be playing this, and I'll be playing, that, play a little bit of this. It's like going to a restaurant, right? And you're looking at the menu. You're like, okay, cool. You know, it's not a case like you're going to go to a restaurant and say, oh yeah, well, we serve the very best in meat. The very best of meat. You're like, okay, what sort of meat? How you doing it? Well, what comes with it? Blah blah blah. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like that. So I just think if promoters and DJs just came up with a little bit more creativity, I think that could add a little bit more spice and a little more interest in your events.
Yeah.
That's just me.
And just to actually, because what you say, promoters can actually add their events and then tag the DJs that are going to be there into the
Mm-hmm.
event. And then any of the playlists that the DJ assigns to that event are then part of the search. So you can have 5 DJs at your event. DJ one has got added 3 playlists. DJ two has added 4 playlists. DJ three has added 1 playlist. When people search for songs, it's going to look across all of those playlists to find matches. And then your event's going to pop up as a percentage match. It's going to be on the map, and they can actually buy tickets in the app as well.
Yeah.
So it's trying to be all encompassing, all included, and it's trying to make things easier, more streamlined for the promoters and for the DJs, and bring more of the right people to them.
Yeah.
Like we were saying in the beginning, instead of the promoter going out and handing out flyers, which you can still do, imagine if the flyer just turns up in people's palms because it's the right kind of event for them. And as soon as
Exactly.
they can follow you, they can buy tickets, they can then send the tickets to the friends that are coming. So it's not a case of, it's all on one, and you just scan it with the app as well. So you don't need a separate app.
Yeah.
Within the same app, you scan the tickets in, they come in, they have a good
Yeah.
time.
But unlike other platforms where you have to have one app here and then download another app here to scan patrons in, you can do it all from within the site, the app.
Yeah.
Simple.
And we even added, for wouldn't it be nice if it was a facility? Because I've been to events where somebody's been come to me and said, Dave, could you help out with scanning people in? And then they'll have to bring their other device, they'll have to log in, and then if it
Mm-hmm.
closes, I have to go and find them. They have to log in again, I have to go back to where I was. Imagine I just pull out my phone and they give me a code, and now I can help them. And they want someone else. Oh, Betsy, could you help out with the scanning, please? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you got GoodMuse on your app on your phone? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, put in this code. Da 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 da. Bang! They're ready to scan people. You don't need to get
Yeah.
another device. Carry the extra devices with you. They can use the device.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just trying to simplify it for everyone.
Make it user
You know.
friendly. Make it nice. Yeah, there's so much that we want to put in there as well. Won't necessarily reveal some of that. You'll see it on the site if you go to the site and you go to lifetime access. Um,
Mm. Yeah. Please do.
you should still see it there.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Dave, do you want to do the honors and say where people can find the app, where they can download it from?
They can download it from the App Store. They can download it from the Play Store. They can also, if you don't necessarily go and search for it direct there, go to goodmuse.app. We've got the links on there, along with some little videos on how to get started, how you get started with the app and uploading your first event or searching for events. So just search Good Muse, GoodMuse. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag good people, good vibes, good news.
Basically, what Dave said. So, on behalf of Dave and myself, Jonathan, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to listen to our story. If you've got any questions, comments, suggestions, anything at all, let us know and we'll get back to you. Okay?
All right.
Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll catch up next time.
Yes, yes. Stay safe. Keep spinning,
All right.
DJs. Keep promoting promoters, and keep music
Yeah.
alive, people. And
Mm-hmm. What they said.
The Good Muse podcast is a series of hints, tips, and strategies for anyone promoting DJ events and nights out. The Good Muse app is one of the quickest, easiest ways to set up your night, complete with tickets and a sample playlist to help you attract the right music connoisseurs. Find out more at goodmuse.app. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and let your favorite DJ or promoter know about Good Muse. The Good Muse podcast is a series of hints, tips, and strategies for anyone promoting DJ events and nights out. The Good Muse app is one of the quickest, easiest ways to set up your night, complete with tickets and a sample playlist to help you attract the right music connoisseurs. Find out more at goodmuse.app. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and let your favorite DJ or promoter know about Good Muse.